注意，它这是前面那个总的数量有 2.5 ounce， 所以这个杆呢一定要重杆。这个是7:10的重杆，它的线呢是 minimum 65磅，65磅到80磅，所以你不用想试图用 medium heavy 的杆来用这种饵，是肯定不 work 的。啊，所以这个东西。
10块钱。
Now, when you're asking for a smaller size, the company that makes that zero twin shot hook stringies is going to have one coming out that has 3-inch arms. And that's the one that's going to be the great perch.
What's the size of the hook?
You can use whatever hook you want. You know, that's the thing, depending on the bait you're going to put on there, right? So like the 3-inch arm, I'm going to be using it for perch. The small one, I was just telling them there's a 3-inch version coming from Stringies, and that's the one you want to use for perch fishing. But you know, it'll probably be a, I'll probably put those little jig head on there, 8-ounce jig head that probably has a maybe a number 2 hook on it, or number 4, and then with the
2.5 inch, 3-inch.
Yeah, you can put whatever, a finesse fish, shiver shad, you put almost any kind of plastic on the back of it. It's, you know what, basically it's cast and retrieve. Because when you, like I said, when you see it coming through the water, it looks like a school of minnows coming through. Now, if you're fishing in deeper water, you can let it flutter down every now and then retrieve it. You can kind of pause it, let it fall, and bring it in.
Actually, it doesn't matter, right? Just can do whatever.
Yeah.
Because you can ice fishing with this one, just go up and down.
Up and down, yeah. Yeah. And you know what? It looks, when you look at this, you would think that, a lot of people look at it and think it gets tangled up a lot. It almost never gets tangled up. Yeah. And you can rig the arms, like I've got them rigged out here. You can rig them, kind of 4 up like that, so they're coming along like that in the water. They come like this, and you bend the arms out whichever way you want them to. So, okay. Now, understand that after you bend them a couple times,
You're gonna break. It might break.
it will break at some point. It's wire, right? So you can only bend it back and forth so many times before it breaks on you. So just so you understand that. Don't think it's going to last forever. But this rig here, first of all, it retails only for $9.99. Not with the jigs, but just the rig itself. Which when you compare it to the ones, when Paul Elias first won that tournament FLW on eBay, those were going for
$30.
Yeah, more than that.
No,
they're selling regular for $30 now.
Yeah.
But they were guys were getting $50, $60 a piece for them. Even now, there's some of the makes that if you Megabass has one. What's it? $35?
No. That's I think my retail price is gonna be $49.99.
How much?
$49.99.
$49.99?
That's for the Megabass one.
Yeah. So you can go crazy, but you know what? This one at $9.99. Why wouldn't you try it? What do you got to lose?
And also the hat tell those guys that's not bad.
Yeah, this is a lead-free head too. This is actually made out of tin. Okay, so that's another feature of it. Plus, the other thing is you have to be careful because everybody came out with so many so fast. This is tempered wire. Okay, so tempered wire allows you to bend it and bend it back a certain number of times before it breaks. There are actually companies out there who made it without tempered wires. So as soon as you start bending it, they break. So, you have to, yeah. But it is something that's, I'm definitely going to be using a lot of this year. I hope nobody bans it in Ontario, because I think it's stupid if they do. It's just, it's dumb. Do you know who wants it banned?
Kevin on that. Kevin?
No.
Ontario or what?
Yeah. The guys who want it banned, I'll tell you what, are the guys who don't want to throw it, and they don't want to get beat by somebody who's throwing it. Those are the guys who want it banned. Okay? There's no reason to ban this. Some people say, oh, it hurts the fish, because sometimes, because you got so many, he comes and hits this, maybe this hooks him in the side. Okay, I've never seen a fish die from a hook in the side before. Okay, if you throw a crankbait or a jerkbait at all, you hook the fish in the side and the top of the head all the time. Okay, they don't want to ban those. So they have really, as far as I'm concerned, they have no reason.
这种饵的鳃踏网呢，这个 arm 有7寸的，有5寸的，有3寸的。钓小的呢，钓 perch 可以用3寸的。现在这个呢，就是他说刚刚说那个安省那些，他觉得是没有理由禁止这个东西的，因为是另外这个铁丝啊，你买的时候，它这个呢就是可能一有呢卖的9块9毛9。就去年刚开始搞 market 的时候呢，就是eBay上要卖50、60块钱。它现在那个 MacBus 的牌子呢，同样的东西呢也是要49块9毛9，50块钱。但是它那个 band 就是那个铁丝啊，它弯的它有就相当于生铁、熟铁。比如熟铁的时候你弯一弯还可以，但是弯几次呢也会断掉。如果生铁的话，你可能弯一次就断掉了，所以呢尽量不要弯。它那个东西呢可以4个，它主要是模仿一群的 bait fish， 就是一群的像 minnow 啊，一群的游，bass去追。说这种是基本钓什么鱼都 work 的 ，perch 什么鱼都 work。它因为刚可以用来钓冰钓。
You know what? I've only ever heard of one reason, one legitimate reason to ban this contraption, and that is what they were saying is in the elite series, like the high big tournaments. If this bait works as well as everybody thinks it's going to work, and every one of those tournaments is won on an Alabama rig, it's bad for the fishing industry. Because every time there's a big tournament won on a crankbait, then there's all these sales on this crankbait. If it's one on this jerkbait, there's all these sales on this jerkbait. Now if they're all won on Alabama rigs, you know, it'll hurt the fishing industry. That's the only thing they worry about.
现在这个 bass 我说要禁止这个东西呢，就是他以前他不想用这个 bass tournament， 就是美国的 bass 比赛啊 ，bass mania 就是比赛，不想用这个来影响这个整个 angler 这个 industry。他这如果以前呢用 crankbait， 谁用 crankbait 赢了，大家啪一互相都买 crankbait，jerkbait 赢一起买。如果大家全用这个赢了，大家可能是全用这个去钓鱼，也不好。刚刚他说这个钓鱼，有人想 ban 就想禁止它呢，有人说可能会给鱼有伤害呀，一个钩咬了其他钩看着。他说是就是。其实 jerkbait 是都有这个原因，所以在 Ontario 他说是没有理由是来禁止这个东西。但是也有人现在提出要禁止，但现在是还没有最后定论。
鱼会比赛会不会禁止这个东西啊？
只要就只要规则不禁止，我们就随便了。
每天传到那几个这个，
合法的都不禁止。
今年这个一定会很疯，一定会很疯。
那要看会不会钓得到鱼。那试2次钓不到鱼，狗屁！钓不到，
抓不到鱼，丢什么地方都抓不上来啊。
OK。
How many people throw spinner baits?
What is that?
Pink.
Easy to throw, right? Easy to catch fish. So, but there's a couple of things you can do that are a little bit different. I guess until last year, for the last number of years, I did not throw very many spinner baits. I always had other presentations that I had more confidence in. So, but I helped design this spinner bait, so when it came, I had to go test it. And when I went to test it, I went out Lake Simcoe. I caught a 6 1/4 pound smallmouth, a 6 pound smallmouth, and I lost count of the number of 5 pound smallmouths that I caught on it. So for the rest of the year, I threw a lot of spinner baits. I even had a tournament, and like I told you, I fished tournaments for over 20 years. This is the first tournament. All 5 fish that I weighed in came on a spinner bait. It's never happened before. And then when we had a good finish down at the B1, and probably half our fish came on spinner baits. So it's something that definitely has renewed my interest in it. So there's some things I'd like to share with you. How many people use braided line for spinner baits? Do you have any problems? Do you break any spinner baits?
Yeah, always OSP.
OSP 也不是个看法。
It's not just OSP, but there's a lot. Any spinner bait that has a fine wire, if you use braided line, you're going to break a number of them. The OSP ones, great spinner baits. Fish hit them. Okay, my partner Doug Brownridge, he's sponsored by OSP. When he throws them in the tournament, honestly, he catches one good fish on it, cut it off, save it for practice. We don't use it in the tournament again, because the next big fish, it'll probably break. Okay, great spinner bait. I'll tell you how you can not break as many spinner baits. Is I've gone to fluorocarbon. I've gone to 100% fluorocarbon. Okay, it has more stretch. Okay, because when you use braid, there's no give. Something's got to give. You know, if the line's not going to break, something's going to break.